New York Mets made a trade as they have traded Steven Matz to the Toronto Blue Jays for 3 prospects. Those prospects are Sean Reed-Foley, Yennsei Diaz, John Winskowski. I hope I said his name right, but they are all pitchers, so the Mets needed some more minor league pitching, more depth, and they got that in this trade with Toronto. The Mets also may be looking to free up some money. The Mets also freed up some money that they could use for other players, whether in free agency or via trade. In this video, I'm going to talk about the Steven Matz trade, my reaction on it, and what I think the Mets should do after they freed up this money. I feel like you guys probably know what it is. But if you like this video, make sure to leave a like, comment down below. What do you think about this trade? What should the Mets do with this money that they freed up? And how do you feel about the Mets finally cutting their ties with Steven Matz and adding some pitchers that have some upside? Because Sean Reed-Foley was good in his very limited 5 outings with the Toronto Blue Jays. The other guys, they have upside that could go in the bullpen, and we know the Mets could use more arms in the bullpen. And then you can subscribe. Makes my day. Really appreciate all the support I've gotten. Love talking to you guys in the comment section. So let's talk about this trade. The guy that really stands out to me is Sean Reed-Foley because he spent some time on the Major League roster with the Toronto Blue Jays this year. Foley posted a 1.35 ERA, only 5 outings, but better to have a 1 ERA in those 5 outings compared to an 11 ERA. Overall, I think this is a good trade because all of these guys have flexibility. They could go into the minor leagues if you need some extra depth. Sean Reed-Foley could also start. Diaz can start, but it looks like his best role is probably going to be in the bullpen, which is where the Mets can move him. JW had an injury in 2019, but when he came back and pitched a little bit in front of Instructs, he hit 97 miles per hour and showcased a new splitter. So he does have some potential. And again, he's a guy that's going to be in the minor leagues. So it's just good to have some extra arms. We know that Broyvet Wagner traded away a lot of young pitchers, just extra arms to have, just extra bodies that in a COVID season, and if it's 162 games, you are probably going to need. So this was not a bad move, just for the sake of getting a few arms, since you added Joey Lucchesi, who could definitely be the number 5 starter. And even that is only going to be temporarily once Noah Syndergaard comes back. It is now an even better possibility that the New York Mets could add Trevor Bauer, because now that their salary, depending on how the Aaron Loup deal works out, it could be close to $35 million, and Trevor Bauer is looking for just above $36 million. So the Mets are right there where they could somehow get Bauer and stay right at the tax, possibly even under it. If they could just find some other way to get a little more salary off the books, they could actually pull it off, which would be crazy because we talked about Bauer and, oh my gosh, I put you over the tax, can't re-sign people. But if you can stay under the tax and get Bauer, I mean, wow. And give him what he wants to. I mean, the fact that Bauer's looking for such a crazy contract, you give him that crazy contract, stay under the tax, you added some arms, added a lefty and Loup. Obviously, all the moves the Mets have already made this offseason. I'm talking so fast because it's very exciting to me because I really want Trevor Bauer, and this makes it possible. Now, the Mets move doesn't guarantee Trevor Bauer. I mean, he still could go elsewhere, but Maria Torres from the LA Times reported that it looks like the Angels are out on Bauer. It just is not a good fit because it would be asking the Angels to spend a whole lot of money, which they have not paid the luxury tax before. One of the main reasons why Maria Torres feels that Bauer will not go to the Angels is something that I alluded to in today's video, but his relationship with Mickey Callaway. And she believes that it is like beyond repair. And I could just see something like that getting worse with Bauer's ego. With all the new things that Trevor Bauer has said that he wants to implement, that would be further from Mickey Callaway's philosophy, and it would just not go well between those two guys. And if they already don't get along, it would only make it worse. And like I said, if Bauer wants to win, the Mets give you a better chance if you add Bauer. I mean, Bauer with the Mets is better than Bauer with the Angels as far as the two teams are concerned, with the moves the Mets had made this offseason compared to the Angels only adding Jose Quintana and Raisel Iglesias so far in the offseason. Now, the other possibility for the Mets is that they could get Jackie Bradley, they could get a starting pitcher, maybe another reliever, or some other player, or they could go for Chris Bryant, and if Jackie Bradley could get him on the low end, you could get him, but again, maybe another starting pitcher. So the Mets have multiple ways that they could go about this. They could go the Bauer route, or they could go the Chris Bryant route, or the Jackie Bradley route. The Mets could go to some combination of multiple players, but the thing is that they needed more depth, and they needed more money if they wanted to get Bauer, so they're able to accomplish both of that in this trade. And Matz had a really bad year. I mean, he had an ERA close to 10 in 2020, and he's had a lot of opportunities for the Mets, and he's just been very inconsistent. Like, we've seen good Matz, and we've seen bad Matz. It's unfortunate because I like Steven Matz a lot ever since he came up with 2015. He pitched really good, and in the postseason, he was good. And just as Steven Matz is a great overall guy, I mean, he's done a lot of charity work in New York, especially for firefighters, and someone I really root for, and I really wish him the best in Toronto and that he he can be a successful pitcher again and be a guy that at least could keep a job and be in the starting rotation. Because I would hate to see Matz be someone who's out of the league in a couple years if he can't get any kind of consistency together. And the Blue Jays, they need some more starting pitching because Hyunjin Ryu and company is not enough. So having Steven Matz makes your rotation a little better. He does have some potential. So I don't think that was a bad move for Toronto. I mean, these other players, they were not going to have a big impact on the Blue Jays team. I also really like the Mets signing of Aaron Loup. What really stands out about Loup is that he is a guy that does not give up home runs against left-handed hitters. And that is extremely important with all the lefties that the New York Mets are going to be facing in the National League East. Guys like Juan Soto, who always hits home runs against the Mets. Same goes for Freddie Freeman, and Bryce Harper could definitely hit his fair share of home runs. So having Aaron Loup to match up against them in certain situations where hopefully there's 2 outs or maybe another lefty batting behind them, that would be good for the Mets because they needed a lefty that they could trust a little more than Daniel Zamora, Jerry Blevins, or Stephen Tarpley. Aaron Loup does that. We don't know his contract quite yet, but Aaron Loup in his career has not made more than $2 million, so I imagine this deal should be from $1 to $2 million. So if that is the case, that is a very, very nice signing for the New York Mets. That is underrated because the Mets need a lefty. Aaron Loup could get the job done. Let me know what you guys think about the Steven Matz trade. How do you feel about the players that the Mets got back? And how do you feel about the Mets freeing up some money? And what should they do with that money? Should it be Bauer? Should it be Chris Bryant? Should it be a combination of players? So I really would like to hear your guys' take on that. And until the next one, be safe, be smart, be healthy, and let's go Mets.